What's up, Aries? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot, here to look at your week ahead starting November 10th, 2025. Aries, I hope all is well. Welcome any new subscribers to the channel. I appreciate you guys. The decks I'm using will be listed in the description box. Not reading any reversals, just going to cleanse the energies here from Dawn Pisces messages for the week. And we're about to grab all the energies here for Aries. So please give me all the messages here for my Rams this week. Excuse me, what are the energies surrounding Aries this week? What does Aries have to look forward to? Energies for Aries. All right, let's cut this deck. I'll grab the next deck, which is the Oracle deck I used last week because I'm getting familiar with this deck. I like using it for the time being. So give me all the Oracle messages here for Aries. All the Oracle messages here for Aries. Both of these decks are very slippery. All right, let's give it a cut and then we'll begin the messages from the main deck for you, Aries. And we're going to start off with the first card of energy here. For you, we got Justice, Major Arcana. So justice being served, justice being in your favor. Anything that's not in your favor will turn around and be in your favor. This could be a week of feeling liberated, Aries, exercising your rights and your freedom. That could be involving speech. The Justice card also too represents an energy of balance, so feeling balanced all through the week. Any types of litigations going on for you will be in your favor. I always talk about workman's comp being in someone's favor. And then also someone could be getting married in front of the justice of the peace. Oracly here, on top of that, we have Alchemist. Alchemist is almost like the magician in the Major Arcana. Well, it could be the Major Arcana in the Tarot deck. I'm sorry, I got twisted with my thinking. Anyway, excuse me, Aries, this says here, turn lemons into lemonade, looks at challenges as potential growth and transformation. Magician, I just said that, magician and conjurer. So the Alchemist is all things are possible. All right, Generation Z, basically we have these generations in here that just, if you're the Aries that I'm reading for that was born between the years 1997 to 2012, then that means you fall into the Generation Z category. And it just basically says age group, time period, culture, societal norms, beliefs, family dynamics, styles, music, activities. So that means that all of those things are what you experienced during that time. So you may not relate to the baby boomers. You may not relate to the other groups. You just are relating your energies here to that time period, the Generation Z. All right. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, up here next is, you received the tower here. Second time that you have received the tower. Aquarius is the first sign that's received this. So it's just ramping up the energy here. But the Justice card here will take down the energy of the tower. But I also feel that the tower showing up here could be anything that may involve or include any disruption involving our own court systems. It could be the Supreme Court, something going on. So we may hear something shocking or devastating about those energies this week. But it still would, be regarding our weather. It could be earthquakes, could be anything. And just because the tower shows up here, Aries, doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that's going to personally affect or impact you. But I do advise you, and I didn't, say it in Aquarius's videos, not to engage in any types of arguments or fights with anyone because it will turn out to be very, very nasty. Okay. All right. So that's the tower. Oracly on top of the tower is the true healer. This says help others tap into their own healing power and intuition. You could be a shaman. You could be a witch, a doctor, heals wounds, restores health, cures illness. Okay, so that may be you or somebody that you know. Up next now is spiritual abundance. A feeling of fullness and richness that comes from a connection with God or from recognizing life's blessings, inner wealth, joy, peace, as well as fulfillment. I think that was the first time I've drawn that card. Beautiful card. Up next here is Six of Swords. Six of Swords is some level of energy. Could be stress moving away from you. Things are, clearing up, calming down. Of course, if you have the family unit on the boat, so smooth sailing, smooth passages. I could be reading for some Aries who may be traveling this week. If you are, you want to be safe to and from. The biggest thing that I pick up from the Six of Swords usually is that someone could be seriously considering relocating to a different area or making a move somewhere else. All right, oracly on top of that is educated. This is teacher, schooled, skilled, trained, tutor, guide, informed, scholarly, learned, intellectual, talented, and knowledgeable. So you could be the Aries that I'm reading for that's an educator, Aries that I'm reading for that's in education and you're going back to school. Could be that you visit a library this week, or you could be the Aries that is an avid book reader. All right, up next here for you, Aries, we have Sagittarius. So whenever the signs are drawn, it could be that you have Sagittarius in your birth chart. You could be dating a Sagittarius, family members that are Sagittarius, as well as friends and co-workers. So the good traits of Sagittarius is that they are adventurous, they're free-spirited, outgoing, they could be bold, very idealistic, investigative. The bad traits of Sagittarius is they're overconfident, they're dogmatic, can be outspoken, very blunt, very impatient, as well as careless. Next up here, we have the major arcana Death. Death here, actually, the Death card, the Justice will bring down the energy of the Tower, but I won't use the Death card here because that usually represents some form of ending. It never means physical death, so let's be clear about that. Some ending that is around you that has to come to an end, and once you are able to identify that, Aries, then something new is going to replace this. This is usually involving some sort of major life transformation, okay? The simplest thing that I always assign to the Death card is that you could be just getting rid of clutter. All right, oracly on top of the Death card here, we have Selfish. Ooh. These people lack consideration for others, chiefly concerned with one's own profit or pleasure, self-serving, egotistical, self-centered. Aries, do we know anybody like that? Next up is third party. Third party is someone outside of a relationship who becomes involved in their dynamics, often causing tension or complications. Keep in mind that this card reminds me of the Three of Swords, but not necessarily. So it could be that third party involved in some sort of conflicting energy. It could be family. It could be friends. Okay, most definitely, I'm not going to rule out romantic partnerships, but third party is just somebody who is just not aligning themselves with, everybody else. All right, the next card up here for you, Aries, is Temperance. Okay, Temperance has been shown up here a lot. Temperance will take down the energy of that Tower. And this may be a week for some Aries that I usually say could be redrawing, refocusing the energy back onto themselves. You're not to feel guilty about it because, if you're not good to yourself, Aries, you're not going to be good to anybody else. This is a moment or a period for you to replenish, renourish, take care of your own needs, right? Some of you may be wanting to spend some time outdoors enjoying Mother Nature and God's beauty. Nothing wrong with that. And then this could be a week of having to restore some sort of peace, bring back some sort of balance. You already got the Justice card that started your energy off. So I feel that this is, for some of you that I'm reading for, could be a very balanced week in terms of energy. All right. And the Temperance does represent all relationships. Oracly on top of Temperance, we have OCD. OCD simply means obsessive compulsive disorder, fear of germs, urges, fear of losing something or forgetting something, and then intrusive thoughts. All right, next one up here for you, Aries, is reputation. This says the beliefs or opinions that are generally held about someone or something, station, a rank, position, name, image, status report, and stop. It mentions the credit score. So you could be falling into that category, 620 to 720. Next message up here for you is Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is the news that comes in very, very fast. You can see the runners here. That may put a smile on your face this week, Aries, right? This is a card of communication. So effective communication, whatever you need to express to others this week will be well received by them, of course. Any communication coming to you by others will be well received by you. This is usually the type of energy that no miscommunications occur. Nothing is taken out of context or misconstrued. The Eight of Wands also too could be that traveling energy. Like I said, with the Six of Swords, if you are going to travel, Aries, you're going to be safe to and from. So the good news that may come to you, Aries, this week could be from a phone call, could be from a text message, could be something that you receive in the mail, could be in the form of a package. All right. On top of the Eight of Wands here, now we have crabs in a bucket. People in a group actively trying to pull each other back, prevent others from escaping. People in a group sabotaging others. Wow, crabs in a bucket, self-explanatory. Next one up is mansion. Mansion is privileged, upper class, celebrity, wealthy, money bags, luxurious, deep pockets, lavish, prosperous, elite, noble, aristocrats, lord or lady. All right, so that could be somebody that you know or you're aspiring to be. Then we have the Knight of Cups. Aries is up next. The Knight of Cups represents those Aries who are in romantic partnerships already. Then this is indicated that you are getting what you are putting in. The Knight of Cups could also be a job offer for someone this week. And also, too, the Knight of Cups specifically draws in and forms romantic partnerships. On top of the Knight of Cups, now we have Gemini. Gemini is another zodiac sign here. We're just going to read the good and the bad traits. Their intelligence, curiosity, social butterflies. They could be savvy, witty, clever, as well as gentle. But the bad traits of Gemini is quarrelsome, unpredictable, evasive, selfish, opportunistic. Compatible signs here for Gemini would be Libra, Aquarius, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So you could be dating, okay? Dating a Gemini. Have a family member that's a Gemini. Could be a friend. Could be a co-worker. You could have Gemini in your birth chart. All right, up next here for you, Aries, we have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, when it comes to any actions or decisions, I always tell you guys, this is the card that will come through to make sure that you are always following through with your decisions and your actions, because this is the card of the regret, okay, if you don't follow through. So always stand your ground and always push through or forward with any decisions or actions, whatever they may be. All right, on top of the Seven of Wands here, now we have a hustle and bustle, 9-to-5 job. This is a rat race, daily grind, backbreaking work, pays the bills, stressful, rush, busy, blue collar, paycheck to paycheck, exhaustion, easy burnout. All right, next up here is chaser. Chaser simply means someone who actively pursues a partner, often to an unhealthy degree by initiating most of the contact, express extreme desire, dependent, and obsess. All right, so this is what I have for you this week, Aries. Just keep in mind it's me interpreting these messages here for you. Take what's going to work for you, leave the rest alone. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Have a safe, great week ahead, Aries. Come back here to get more of these messages from me, and I'll talk to you real soon. Ciao.